Yo, what's up, y'all? Let's get it. As you come in the building, be sure to smash the like button. If you want to donate to the channel, hit that cash app, hit that super chat button. But at the very least, you gotta do what's free, man. You gotta hit that like button for us one time. Two people in the building with 38 likes. Hit the like button, man.
We lit tonight. Y'all come through, man. Y'all know how we gonna show up and show out. See y'all all in the building.
Yo, what up with it? KQKC. What's up to everybody in the chat? KQ, how you doing this morning, man?
Man, what's going on, baby? How you feel?
Oh man, feeling good, ready to get this show underway and talk some boxing with you, man. And shout
Yes,
out to
sir.
everybody in the chat. Let's see who we got to building so far, and let's get straight to it. Dre's Finest, what's good with you? I Carmen 123 was popping. USA Red, Starvinsky Miley in the building. Chef Boy ID in the building. DP Rocker, hashtag TWT in the building. What's good, DP? Windy City Assassin. Mike Biggs Boxing. Cap City 518, what's good with you? Rick Tales, what up, Rick? Andrew Gray, my brother Crush in the building. D Freedom slid up in here. Brian King Falcone, what's up with it? Specs in the building. J Wash 4 in the building, what's good with you? YouTube 91, Thrill Hill, Jelly Bean 4280. R West, what's good with it? R West, I ain't seen you in a little minute, man. Shout out to R West, bro. Al Slugger Sam, what's good with you? Who else we got, man? Who else we got in the building? King D, what's up with it, King D? Ronnie Bravo in the building. Big Tony, what's up with it, Big Tony? NHA Tube, what's good with you? My brother T, what's good with it, T? Shout out to T.
T.
Yes, sir. Cheese All Out Fitness was popping. Greg Abernathy, what's good? Andre, I see you. Marcus the Villain, I see you. Post up, what's up? And Jason, my brother Zulu Lion, and Jay Simon in the building, what's good with you? And Mr. Mechanical, the slid up in the building. Akilo Needle, I see you, Akilo. Shout out to Akilo in the building. Look, man, we got to get straight to it, man. We got to get straight to it. So
Yes,
I got 91 people in here with 59 likes. Please hit the like button just in case you forgot to hit the like button. YK Mail, I see you. What up with it, YK Mail? So Mike the Reaper Flim, I see you. What's good? Judah Ben, what up? Look, man, we gotta talk about an interview that went down yesterday. I saw Errol Spence over there on the Showtime card, and he dropped some news that wasn't the best news. He doesn't expect to be back until April, May, or June.
Okay.
And it's because of the accident. He said he's fine, but he got some bumps and bruises. So he was supposed to be announcing a fight, but that had to get pushed back. So I want to ask you, OG, is that disappointing to you? Who do you think the opponent is going to be? And do you think him fighting all the way in the summertime, is there any chance that we're going to get Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford, or is that fight dead, man? What you think about that?
Well, I saw an interview, okay? And this interview is going to answer your question about the first interview. Errol Spence said, first of all, he'll fight anybody. He's not going to say or turn down any fight. And also, he believes that he want to be 100%. And like you said, he is 100%. But he don't want no tune-up. He don't believe in no tune-up. He don't believe in fighting no bombs. He believes in fighting the best. And once he's ready to go, he want nothing but the best. Now, that's how I feel. I feel that, hey, why go in there and waste your time, my time, when we want to see the best fight the best? Now, I'm not throwing no slack on Terrence Crawford, but I am. That's right. Because he went in there and fought a bomb for the money. And Errol Spence pretty much alluded to that. He said, I'm not going to fight a bomb. I'm not going to fight a bomb just for the money. I don't do this for the money. I do this for the fans. And the fans want to see him in there with a number one or a high-rated fighter. He don't want to go in there, and I'm sorry he used the word bomb, but, hey, I guess he meant to use it. So, hell, it is what it is. All right? So that's how I feel. I feel that, hey, don't go in there if you're not ready. Don't have motherfucking step it. Go in there and go all the way in. That's how I feel about it. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. I think so. I'm kind of with you. Yeah, Rick. I'm sick. That's why I'm under the weather. That's why my camera off, Rick. Good ears, man. Yeah, but I'm all right, bro. Just a little cold. You know what I mean? We all right though. But yeah, I'm congested as hell, man. And I got some issues, so I gotta have that camera off today, Rick. We tried to get through it though, brother. I appreciate you, bro. But yeah, so for Errol Spence, my thing is this, bro. Like, I hate that happened. I hate that he's gonna be out the ring for like a whole another calendar year because the last time he fought was in April. But I tell y'all where I'm at with it. I agree with him. I want to see him fight another champion. I want to see him fight a top level competitor. I mean, so I want to see him just go ahead and try to see if he can make the Crawford fight. Whoever he was gonna fight that they was gonna announce, we know it wasn't Crawford. They need to scratch that. They need to just try to see if they can make the Crawford fight because I don't think making it at the end of the year, I don't think that's feasible. I think they either gonna make it over the summertime or they're not gonna make it and we'll never see that fight. So maybe try to go into that one time
Uh-huh.
and see if you can get him to play ball. But we all know Crawford was on some bullshit, man. So I would give him a very short leash if I'm going to negotiate with him again. But I just hate that some 14, 15-year-old ran a light, stole their parents' car, and is gonna keep one of the great fighters that we have in the sport out of
Well,
the out of the ring for the foreseeable future because he was about to announce a fight. But I'm with you, man. He said he gonna fight the best. He said he gonna fight top level competition. So that's what we got to hold him to.
you know what? Knockout, man. I wouldn't even waste my time with Terrence Crawford. I wouldn't. If he want a guarantee, give his ass, let's say 10 or 12 million, and that's all your ass getting. Now, if Earl Spence want the back end or whatever, and if he make 60 million off the back end merchandise, all that, all right, then so be it. So be it. Now, if he want a guarantee so damn bad, because he don't give a shit about legacy now. All right, he believed that he did everything to be done, but it's more legacies that can be made. But if he want that, go ahead, give it to him, and let's see the fight. Let's see
I
the
feel
fight.
you. I'm
Yeah,
on what I'm on is you make him an offer, you give him 48 hours to decide. If he don't sign it, if he don't get back to you, then you just move on.
that's
Just
right. Don't
that's
don't
what I'm
do nothing
saying.
now.
I wouldn't go. I'm with you. I
Yeah,
wouldn't go back and forth. I wouldn't sit
no,
up here and negotiate like we did the last time. Let him drag shit
right,
out. Let him do
right.
all this extra shit.
Yeah,
I'm sending him a contract. Then I'm typing on Twitter that I sent him the contract that he claimed he agreed to. He got 48 hours, or we moving on and let everybody know, and then just see what he do. If he signed that shit, then we got to fight. If he don't, then you just move on and do what's best for your career because you can't hold yourself up for a fighter that seems like he don't want to fight your ass. You know what I mean? Like
right.
that shit getting old and it's getting
Yeah,
very, very annoying as a fight fan that we can't just get the basic shit like a good product that we asked for.
hmm
Everybody wants this fight, and it seemed like Crawford not trying to give it to us.
yeah.
So that's all I got on it, man. But let's talk about this undercard, man. I know you didn't call the undercard, but we definitely watched the prelims, man. This Omar Juarez versus Austin Dulay fight. I thought it
Yeah,
was a very good fight, man. It was very entertaining. Omar Juarez looked good in that fight.
yes,
What
it
you got
is.
on that fight? What did you think of that fight as you was watching?
Okay, now let's get right to it. Juarez, he fought a good fight. He had straight, precise punches. And those was eye-opening punches. Those are punches that you can see way upstairs. Those type of punches. And yes, I must agree, those were low blows. I don't now they wasn't intentional low blows because after 3 low blows, you are disqualified. But the referee gave him a little leeway because see, it wasn't intentional. Now, a dumb left just didn't do enough. That's the point. Now, once he got against the ropes, he froze up. He didn't throw any punches. He was just basically defense. That's all it was. No offense at all. Then once he get back into the center, then he get back into the southpaw stance, and then he tried to use the uppercut or that big left hand out of nowhere. But Juarez was right there on point. He was right there on point. Now, of course, Team Dunlap, of course, they thought he was doing it intentionally to hurt the young man, but he wasn't. But Juarez did what he had to do. Then he started banging that body. And he did the right thing, knockout. When you go to the body more than once and you get a point deducted, go right back to that body. Go right back to it because you got to keep your game plan up. You got to keep your game plan going. You could not change up. Now, of course, if you're a professional, if you're a pro, you know how to pretty much make adjustments. But they had a game plan and they worked it and they worked it well. Because he went upstairs, he went downstairs, he went round to the liver. And then, of course, it was a low blow as he was trying to go down to the stern. But right now, I would say it was the right decision. I think Juarez, he did win that fight, but Dunlap, he couldn't win just off of points. You got to put some work in, baby. You got to put some work in. And after the fight, of course, the Dunlap corner, they got mad. They got mad because they believe it was intentional. He was trying to hurt him. No, he wasn't. He was trying to go down to that body. I know, and I have seen guys that's a dirty fighter, and he wasn't a dirty fighter. one thing about it was he just was trying to go to the body. And he just didn't have good punch placement. That's all. But he did have it when it counts. And that's mean popping that head back like a trampoline. And that's what he was doing last night. So that's all I have on that one, man. I know you're
Yeah,
not.
man. Like, why would he do that shit on purpose when he was beating on your ass anyway? Like, he was
Yeah,
already
right,
beating your ass. Like, it just was,
right,
it was unintentional. Now, I wish he would have had a little bit higher ring IQ, a little bit better punch placement to not keep making the same foul over and over
right,
again. And the ref gave
right.
him a lot of opportunities to try to correct it. So, but he beat him up, man. I liked how he walked him down. He was slipping well, countering, leading when he needed to. And he just put a whooping on Austin Dulé. Austin Dulé is lucky that Juarez don't really got power like that. Because if he had power like that, he probably would have stopped him. But he don't really have no power,
Exactly.
so he was able to take the shots. And Austin Dulé, it's time for him to have a serious conversation because he went in there his last fight and he was doing the same shit, crying about low blows, getting put to the ground like 3 or 4 times in the fight by Jose
Right.
Valenzuela, and he just looked like he ain't got no chin, he ain't got no body. He one of the people, OG, and I said it in my prediction video. He looked like he can fight. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like his
Right.
stance is good. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? His stance is good. He looked like he
Right.
know how to move in the ring and all that. But the
Exactly.
more and more you watch him, like, bro, he ain't really got nothing to him. He getting his ass beat up by prospects and shit. So he got to decide if he want to be a journeyman or if he gonna just hang it up. Because I don't really think he gonna really be a high level fighter at this point in his career, man. He's pretty much done to me.
Yeah, I mean, he bends over. I don't know why he leans over like that. And a lot of fighters and Juarez, he was trying to take advantage of the uppercut, but like I say, no good punch placement last night. But he kept bending over and bending over, and that's not a good. That's not a good way to fight.
At
Because you're
all.
gonna get hit with an uppercut, and next thing you know, you on your ass. So, yeah, I think they got it right last night. I don't think it was a robbery. I don't know why his corner was up in arms and pissed. It wasn't intentional, and I think they got it right. I think they got it right. I mean, it just wasn't enough to go along with them the point deductions. Dunlap just didn't do enough. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, he got whooped. He literally lost every round almost. And
Yes.
it's like he was waiting on the point deductions. He thought that was going to win him the fight, and all he had to do was survive. Well, nah, he's still whooping on your ass. So even with a point deduction,
Exactly.
shit, he's still winning like a 9. He making around 9-9. You know what I mean? Because he
Yeah.
winning the round. You don't automatically get a 10-8 round because of a point deduction if you get your ass whooped. So
Right.
it was just a horrible job by him. And no disrespect to my brother out of Tennessee, Austin Dulé, but I think he might need to think about hanging up the gloves as a high level fighter. So.
Right.
Another thing I want to get to, OG, we got another story here. Oscar De La Hoya and Ryan Garcia, they are at odds about Ryan Garcia not taking a tune-up fight before the Tank Davis fight. Oscar De La Hoya wanted him to take the tune-up. Ryan Garcia, as we all know, pulled out of the tune-up. Oscar De La Hoya had this to say. He says, me as a fighter, if it was up to me, I would have taken that tune-up fight. It would have been wise to keep his tools sharp, just like Tank Davis is. But I believe Ryan wants to go straight to the Tank Davis fight. More power to him. It shows you that Ryan wants Tank Davis and only Tank Davis. It's pretty ballsy, right? He says it's always realistic notion when you have 2 fighters in the ring. They were asking him about Javante would knock out Ryan. Let me see. He said anybody can knock each other out. But that's pretty much the gist of it. I don't want to read all his comments. Long story short, he wanted Ryan to take the tune-up. We all know Ryan is not going to take a tune-up. Do you agree or disagree with Oscar De La Hoya? You think Ryan should have gotten in the ring and took a tune-up? Or do you think he made the right decision? Give me your thoughts, man.
Man, Ryan should have took the tune-up. Ryan is not good as he think he is, or his Instagram followers tell him he is. And Tank is getting in there and he's sharpening up his tools against Hector Garcia. Now, of course, anything can go wrong. Hector Garcia has proven that with Chris Colbert. But Ryan need all the tune-up his ass can get. Because, see, one thing about Ryan Garcia, when that fight was announced, I said, that's the first thing come to my mind. Here come Lion Ryan. All right. Now, of course, Ryan Garcia, he's not the most trustworthy fighter. And Oscar sensed that too. Now, when you find a guy like Javante Davis that got that brick hand that will knock you out, I'm talking about a one-hitter quitter. That's what he does. That's who he is. But now, you are fighting a guy you going against a guy like that. You need maybe 2 tune-ups if your skills are not sharpened. But why sit around and go spar until that day comes? Because we're talking about all the way in May. We're talking about January to May. And Tank is going to sharpen up his tools on January the 7th. All right, with Hector Garcia. And he's no pushover. So, Tank is doing what he's supposed to do. He's making sure that everything is right in place. He's going to make sure he's in shape. And Ryan right now is twiddling his thumbs right now. This is Ryan. This is Ryan Garcia. And Ryan Garcia, when that time comes in May, now they should have had a clause in there. Hey, listen, if he don't show up, God damn it, all right, give me half of my pay. Because Ryan is like that. He might go crazy on your ass, or he might hurt his fingernail. I don't know, anything. So Ryan is not trustworthy, but he still is a good fighter. But I don't think that he's going to be pretty much up for the challenge when he fight Gervonta Davis. Because don't forget, Gervonta Davis, he's overshadowed by his power. He showed can box also. All right, he can box also. We saw that in the Pit Bull Cruz fight. So that's my take on it. Ryan, you should have took the fight. Now look at you. You're hanging out there bad now, son.
All right, yeah, man. And shout out to a Kilo Neater with the $2 in the super chat. Says they say he trying to cycle off PEDs. Damn, I ain't gonna put that on Ryan until he tests positive.
Yeah.
So look, it's two parts to it for me, OG. The first part that you spoke on, I agree with you. Like Joe Goosen has only had 2 fights with Ryan Garcia. You got a new trainer. The more training camps, the more you can sharpen your tools, test out what you've been working out in the gym. The more times you can do that before fighting Tank Davis, you should take advantage of that because you're stepping up to a challenge that you've never seen before. So I'm with you. I believe that he should have taken the tune-up fight. This guy wasn't really going to be dangerous to him, and it keeps you active. It keeps you in camp, and it allows you the opportunity to be sharp, just like Tank Davis is allowing himself the opportunity to be sharp. So that's the first that's the first part of it. I believe he should have took the tune up because he's working with a new trainer. It'll only be their third camp together, and you need to make sure the stuff that you're working on is actually working. Right. That's the first point. The second point is I'd be lying if I told y'all, knowing that Ryan Garcia pulled out of the Javier Fortuna fight, knowing that Ryan Garcia pulled out of the fight with Jojo Diaz, knowing that Ryan Garcia pulled out of negotiations with Gervonta Tank Davis before claiming that he had a Manny Pacquiao fight. Now he's pulling out of his tune-up fight. It does make me nervous. It gives me some room to be like, man, is he gonna really go through with this fight? Is he gonna really fight Tank Davis? Like, what's going on? Is he gonna pull out at the last minute? So I'm with you. What I think they should do, if you're PBC, if you're Al Heyman, Showtime, Steven Espinoza, even Oscar De La Hoya, they need to have a backup opponent on standby. Like I think they should have high level lightweights on the card. Maybe make sure somebody like Williams Zepeda is on the card. Make sure somebody like Frank Martin is on the card. Make sure that these other fighters are on the card so that way if Ryan pulls some bullshit, you can still make a fight that people are gonna want to pay for. You can still make a fight that'll still do well if Ryan pulls some bullshit at the last minute. So those were the two things I thought. Number one, you should want to take advantage of any chance you get to have a camp with your new trainer. And I think you're missing out on the opportunity by not taking the tune-up. And then number two, my ears perked up a little bit and my antennas went up like, damn, bro, like, are you going to pull out this goddamn fight? Are you like, what's going on? So that's what I think of it. That's my take on it. And yeah, like the OG just put in the chat, we got 165 people in here with 115 likes. Please hit the like button. Giving you content off my sick bed, bro. I'm out here sick giving y'all the content, man. So please at least hit the like button one time for your boy. But let's get to the first fight of the main card, OG.
And keep in mind, this is the last early morning after show until January the 8th. So please show your love. All right. Show your love.
Show your love. Hit the like button.
All right. And yes, Cole. We've been grinding for you all ever since the show started this year. All right.
Yes,
so I appreciate that. Now, if you don't mind, Knockout, I want to touch on this real fast.
Yeah, go ahead.
About the Terrence Crawford fight. Okay. And the glove situation. Okay. Please understand, people. This is not Terrence Crawford. This is not on him. All right. Now, even though I'm a Jamel Charlo fan and a Charlo fan, and I like Earl Spence, it doesn't matter. This is not on a Terrence Crawford. But I will tell you this: David Antonucci, he has a great case. He has a great case right now because they already filed a complaint for a no contest, and Terrence Crawford might end up with a no contest. He still will be undefeated, but he just will have a no contest on his record because the glove was busted and they knew they were busted on their way out. Okay, now Bernie the boxer, his right hand man, made the dumbest ass mistake you can ever make. He went on the Boxing Voice and told them, well, the other gloves were busted too, right? I mean, who does that?
Bro, he said that shit?
Yes.
Man,
Yes.
Terrence Crawford ought to fire his stupid ass immediately,
Thank you.
bro.
Thank you.
God damn. He didn't say that
Thank
shit.
you.
You serious, bro?
Yes. And Ness was
God
trying to,
damn.
Ness
Go
was
ahead,
like,
OG.
Ness was trying to like, and that shit was live. You know, you can't get rid of that. You can't get, I mean, it was live. Everybody heard it, you know. So I'm like, man, oh man, wow, wow, wow. You know, but you know, it's a guy named Nelson. He designed Terrence Crawford outfit that night. And he was on the undercard, so he must be from Omaha somewhere. But anyway, it's not on Terrence Crawford. So please, everybody stop saying that Terrence Crawford was trying to cheat. There was something going on with the gloves. All right, let's not start that. All right, now Terrence Crawford did duck Earl Spence, but he did not want to cheat on David Amnesia. Now, some people said that he was doing a test run in case he do fight Earl Spence. No, that's nonsense. All right. He didn't need to do neither one for David Amnesia or Earl Spence. Okay. That's one thing about it. All right. Terrence Crawford's not a cheater. You know, let's just put that out there. All right. Like I say, I'm a Boston fan first. And I'm gonna be on the side of right. And this is right. Okay. He is not a cheater. All right. So let's not start that. All right. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I said the same thing on my live stream Wednesday. You
Yeah.
couldn't have said it any better. I agree with you. I didn't know the shit about what Bernie said to Ness, but where I
Yeah.
was coming from, OG, was when it happened, shit, he went over there to the commission. They inspected his shit and they said, shit, keep fighting. That ain't his fault. He
Right.
went over there. He showed him the gloves. The ref showed him the gloves, and then the WBO commission and the Nebraska commission, they said, shit, you go ahead and fight. So
See,
that's not
that's
his
where they
fault.
went wrong. Right.
Yeah, that's not
Exactly.
his fault. They should have made him change gloves.
Right. They supposed to stop the action right then and there. Go get the spare gloves and bring the spare gloves and then continue on. I don't care if it's 5 seconds left in the round. Stop. You know, and now you're just like a balloon, like I said. When a balloon deflates, what happens? You know, hey, it's nothing air in there. And same way with gloves, you know, so it's bare knuckles. But that's not Terrence Crawford's fault, you know. So hey, you know, do what you do. So
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't blame him for that. You got to blame the
no,
commission, like we said,
right,
and you know, anybody pushing that, man. Like I get it. Everybody's mad at Bud right now because he didn't give us the fight that we wanted to see. But let's be
right,
real and let's be fair and let's point the blame
right.
where it belongs. And right now, that belongs on the WBO, Everlast, and the Nebraska State Athletic Commission. That's who I'm blaming
Thank you.
for that
Exactly.
fiasco.
Yep.
But let's go. Let's get to the first fight of the main card, man.
Yes, sir.
It was a bantamweight fight between the Filipino Astrolabio and Potapov, the Russian. Astrolabio was able to get the knockout. He looked so technically, so much better technically than anything that I had ever seen from him. And so he just did his thing, man. But what you got on that fight? What did you think of that fight when you were calling?
Okay, well, I was calling by their first name, really, right? And the Russian guy, what was that? Was that Nick?
Nikolai.
Yeah,
And
I call him Nick. I call him Nick.
Filipino guy
Yeah,
was Vincent. It was
yeah, I
Vincent
call
and
him Nick.
Nikolai. Yeah.
Yeah, Nick. He was there for overhand rights all night. There go another guy that likes to dip. There go another guy that holds his head down. And of course, he didn't have enough strength, enough power to keep him off of him. And because every time he throw a jab or they throw at the same time, he get pushed back off a jab. And that what happened. And again, guess what happened? He went down. Why? Because he was dipping again. And he got hit on the equilibrium right there on top of the head. And he went down once again. And that's what I'm saying. You know, a lot of guys go in there dipping, but you got to go in there and force the action and get in and get out. But a lot of guys like to hold their head down and throw like this. But you gotta look at your opponent. A lot of people not Danny Garcia. You can't close your eyes and go in there and throw a punch. You got to pretty much see where your punches are landing. Now, Nick, the Filipino fighter, he did a heck of a job going in and timing him. He finally got the timing down. He finally got the timing down every time he dipped. And that's what he did. And I mean, I can't say too much about the fight because what Nick was doing, Popovich, whatever, he was pretty much doing the same thing each round. And now he will come up with a combination, a one, a two, a three, even a four possibly. But there wasn't nothing but arm punches. That's all it was. He didn't have no strength whatsoever. And matter of fact, the other fighter didn't have too much strength either. But like I said, he targeted that equilibrium. He targeted the head, and that head shot got him down once again. And that's when they pretty much say, you know what, that's it. Not his corner like, hey, he can't take no more. And of course, he was a shorter fighter, and that's what happened. He just went technical sound, and he needed a lot of work. So that's pretty much what I can say about that fight.
Yeah, man. And shout out to Ali Point V TV with the $2 in the super chat. He says, I bet on Frank Martin because of you, KO 86. Well, shit, how much you win? I know you won more than $2, bro. What's up? I know you got more than $2. I'm messing with you. I appreciate you.
No, hell no. Hey, that's cold blooded, man. You come in here
with
$2.99. God
yeah,
damn,
man. I know you won some good money, man. You know what I'm saying? What's wrong, bro? Why you do it like that? I'm sick too, man.
The weather outside is frightful, ain't it?
Nah, man. But on this fight with Vincent and Nikolai, you broke it down so well. Nikolai, he kept lunging in. He kept lunging in with his head down and shit, man. Right. He kept, you know what I mean? Like just bad fundamentals. And shout out to Vincent. He had that check hook and he had that uppercut ready for his ass. Every time he came in there on that bullshit, he was tagging him and hurting him. And I think the issue was, it makes the punch harder when your ass runs into it. So he's jumping into hooks and uppercuts and shit. And that's why he kept getting put down. That's why he got hurt. And he was so small to where he had no choice but to jump in like that. So Vincent had a great game plan. He executed it well. He just sat back, used his own momentum against him, and had them damn hooks and uppercuts ready for him. And those were the punches of the night. They ended up sealing the victory for him. And this was a big fight, OG. A lot of people don't know. This was an IBF title eliminator down at 118 pounds where Monster Inoue was fighting. And Monster Inoue, he about to move up and vacate his belt. So Vincent's about to fight for a world title. He's about to fight for a world title as soon as Monster Inoue vacates it. So it was a big fight. It was a title eliminator, and Vincent took advantage of his opportunity. He's a Manny Pacquiao fighter. Manny Pacquiao got all them brothers coming out the Philippines. It's just crazy how they all try to jump in and throw power shots, and they try to be like Manny. And so I don't know if he's gonna be like a top level fighter, but he did what he needed to do to get the job done against Nikolai. And shout out to him. I thought he counterpunched well. I thought his timing looked really good. And, he beat Guillermo Rigondeaux in Rigondeaux's last fight. So he's highly confident right now, believing in himself. And he's showing that he's going to be something to reckon with at 118 pounds. But that's really all I got on that, man. You got anything else? Go ahead.
Yeah, let me ask you something. Okay, do you think the world, us, or the Philippines, will they find another Pacquiao in the Philippines? Because, I mean, don't forget, we had one that we thought we had. What was his name?
Which one?
You talking
about Casemiro? You talking about Mark Masayo? You talking about
Masayo? Yeah, Masayo. Okay, we thought he had the goods. All right, we thought that he was pretty much going to be that top guy, but I was wrong. We was wrong. But will there be another Manny Pacquiao and fight your style, not Manny's style? And that's what I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting on that next Manny. That's what I'm waiting on. Now, we've seen the Argentinians, all right? We've seen the Russians, all right? We've seen the Americans. I mean, we want to see the Filipinos. Let's see what they're bringing to the table. We've seen the Puerto Ricans, all right? We want to see on the Filipinos. And who would take that mantle? Who would take over and carry that torch? And that's what we're waiting on. Everybody giving a good old 1-2 try, but they still don't have all the goods. So
Yep.
that's what I'm waiting on. So
Yeah, man. And shout out
yeah.
again to Ali Point VTV with the $10 in the super chat. He says, if you shoot me some more plays, I'll show love. Hey man, look, we did 10 predictions. We did 10 predictions this week and we got 9 of them right, bro. You gotta check out the channel, man. You gotta check out the other fight predictions.
All right,
We got yeah,
Ali,
we
there you
got
go.
9 of them right, but I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much for showing love in that super chat, man. But let's get to the co-main event, man. Jose Uzcategui versus Vladimir Shishkin.
Woo.
Shishkin had that jab working and did his thing and ended up getting the victory over Uzcategui, man, the bigger name fighter, the former champion. He ended up taking another L, man. What you got on that fight between Uzcategui and Shishkin?
Man, Sisitsky, he is not a good power puncher, but he was scoring with them little short, precise punches. He was catching Jose flush with those punches and basically on the inside. Now, he was hitting behind the head a lot. I did see that. But the referee didn't call it that much like he should have. Now, Jose was still trying to knock him down with the hand, with the hand speed, but the hand speed just wasn't there. The overhand left and right wasn't there. Now, Jose Uyukowski, like I said, he rose up to the top with the quickness, and now he's going down, excuse me, to the bottom with the quickness. What Skinsky was doing, he was keeping him at bay. And then once he got a little tired, I saw the gas tank going a little low. And what he do? Jump out of clinch. What he do again? Jump out of clinch. Once again, clinch. And then once he got his mumbo jumbo back, and then he going right back to the jab, going right down to the body. And then once again, little short, precise punches. He was a taller fighter, but he was getting backed up. Now, Jose still was on that head movement, trying to fight small, but still in all, he couldn't land the left or right. Now, he did get hit by a little short, precise uppercuts about Yukinski, and Yukinski was pretty much unscoring, but they wasn't really big shots, but they were scoring shots, and that what counts in the sport of boxing. It's not hard you hit, if you hit and land, and that's what he did last night. Now, Jose Koski, now he's going and he's declining real fast. He was one of the top of the tops. Matter of fact, he started with Andre Durrell. I remember that fight. I remember he hit Andre Durrell and knocked him down a couple times. And then, of course, Andre Durrell, he failed the third time. I guess a good acting job. He got an Academy Award for that one. But anyway, but now Jose, I don't know where he go from here. He was. I mean, that was a super middleweight bout, and Yushensky, great fighter, just don't have enough pop. That's it. To be that big, he should be putting guys down. To be that big, that overhand right should have been landing flush and knocking people out. But Jose just rolled with it and still came back. He couldn't stop him in his tracks. So Jose got small once again and came straight to Yusinski. And what did he do? The big guy jumped out and clinched. The big guy jumped out and clinched and wouldn't let him go. Jose was trying to get his arm out of there, trying his best. But still, it just wasn't enough. Jose just didn't have enough to catch up on the scorecards. So the right man won that fight because he had the short, precise, flush punches. And like I say, you see Jose head getting popped back every time they throw a jab at the same time. So
Yeah,
that's what I got on it. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think watching them fight, I don't think either one of them be world champion, but I think Uzcategui or Shishkin, shoot, that's a good fight for David Morrell to stay busy with. Like put one of them. I'd say put the winner in there with him in March or something. Put them in there around the same time that you got David Benavidez and Caleb Plant fighting. So hopefully the two winners can match up. But I'm with you, man. Jose Uzcategui, he done fell off. He's a power puncher, but he's so slow and his defense is so bad. Shishkin just kept that jab on him, kept jabbing him, kept working off of his jab, and Uzcategui couldn't get out the way of it. And Shishkin was able to string punches together all night, and he damn near landed double the amount of shots that Uzcategui got. For Shishkin, his defense is absolutely horrible. Like, he going straight back. He can't roll with shots well, and he kept getting caught by Uzcategui. Now, he do got a chin. He took those shots very well. I was like, damn, he getting clocked, and he took them hoes well. But I think when you talk about the top of the 168-pound division where they both fighting, I mean, who do you think they could beat? I mean, you got Jamal Charlo probably about to move up. You got Demetrius Andrade just moved up over there in the stable. You got David Morrell Jr., David Benavidez, Caleb Plant, Canelo
And
Alvarez, still the
they was
champion.
there last night too. David Morrell and Kellen Plant was having a little chit chat over there
Yeah, I
last.
saw that. I saw that. I saw that. David Morrell looked big, bro. He was so much
Yeah,
bigger than Caleb Plant. I was like, God damn, bro.
and I
That
know
dude
him
big.
and Rolly was that close. He gave Rolly a big hug for about 5 minutes. I know they was that close. Is Rolly Cuban?
I think he's something like I don't know if he Cuban, but he from it's one of them islands. I think it's
Okay.
Dominican Republic. His daddy from his daddy either from the Dominican Republic or Puerto Rico or something
Yeah.
like that.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's what I think should be next for Shishkin. He's an undefeated fighter, true 168-pounder. Go ahead and give him a shot at David Morrell. You need somebody to feed David Morrell too. So
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
feed to David Morrell, I should say. So, but
Yeah.
overall, the performance was okay. Nothing
Mhm.
really to write home about. Just a good co-main event on a free card, where it was
Right.
a lot of punches thrown and action packed. And Uzkaki, man, he's all but done. He's a gatekeeper now,
Right.
journeyman at best. And so I think you start feeding him to some up and coming prospects like you did tonight, and see if they
Mhm.
can put his name on his resume before he gets out of the sport of boxing. That's really all I got on it, man.
Yeah, but let me ask you something. What makes Jose Yukonski rise up to the top and be this guy that come in, take a lot of punches, take a lot of punishment, and give it right back? What makes a guy like that, a fighter like that, decline so fast? You
Well, they
know?
take a lot of shots. So when you got
Uh,
holes like that, you rise to the top. But the worst hole you can have in boxing is defense because you get hit the goddamn head. So he just took a lot of shots. And then they also say he don't work hard. Like his trainer, this was his trainer's first time training him because his other trainer left him because he wasn't putting in the work. They were
okay.
talking about that shit on the broadcast. So he don't work hard.
Wow.
As you can see, that's why he tested positive for those banned substances and stuff because he was looking for a shortcut. So lack of work ethic and lack of defense, I think, is his main problem. You know,
Mhm.
I think that kind of cost him in his career, if you're asking me.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Southern T. Okay, I figured it was something like that. Okay, he keeping the. Okay, yeah, that's why him and David Morrell was chopping it. Okay, all right, yeah, okay, yeah. That's all I have on that.
All right, let's get to the last fight, man. Let's talk about the Ghost, Frank the Ghost
Man,
Martin, with a dominating performance over Michelle Rivera. Man, what you got on that fight?
man. You know, like I told on the chat, my chat, that I talked to Samson, what Thursday? No, Wednesday. And was Wednesday or Thursday? And he had very high praises about Michelle Rivera. He really believed that Michelle Rivera was going to get the knockout, and he believed around round 5 or 6. And I believe Michelle Rivera also believed that. And this is what I tell a lot of people: when you undefeated, don't look at the record. Look at who he fought, because see, your resume tells it all. And when you get the confident, when you get the yes men around you, and when you get the people that pretty much pushing you up, then you go in there with pure confidence. You go in there like, hey, look, this ain't nothing but easy work. Nothing but easy work. You get Frank Martin, very quiet, very subdued. Only speak when he's spoken to. That's the type of guy he is. That's the type of guy he is. He let all his talk in the ring. And that's what he did last night. And that what happened to Rivera last night. As you saw Rivera attitude, or not attitude, but the body language, like Andre Ward said, the body language, right? When you saw him popping a jab, he taking his time and, like, yeah, bam, I'm finna get you. Yeah, I'm get you. Yeah, but Frank Martin was measuring him up. Frank Martin used his hand speed. He used his foot speed. He used his step around speed. He used his angles. You name it, Frank Martin did it last night. Not only was he in shape, not only his gas tank was full, I mean, he did everything right. I can't even say what he did wrong. But one thing I have to say about Frank Martin, I still think he needs a little more power, because he still did not knock him out. Now, was he trying to play it cool and safe? Maybe so. I don't know. Now, of course, the knockout was there for the taking, but you never know. with an undefeated fighter and a guy with a stronger, with a longer length. Maybe he was trying to play it safe and just take the win and go home. But again, he did everything right. Rivera, he didn't do enough. And this is what I mean by enough. He stayed on the outside, still trying to work that stick. That stick haven't worked since round one. So sometimes you got to make adjustments. You're gonna have to step in and fight in the pocket because the outside you couldn't reach him. Now, if Frank Martin arms wasn't so short, he could have knocked him out with the uppercut. Why? Because he was reaching. He was reaching. Why? Because he was on the outside. Why he's on the outside? Because he want to see the speed, the punches that's coming. So that's why he stayed on the outside. Now, once he go on the inside, he cannot see him coming. The hands and everything is just moving, and the foot moving and everything. He just was befuddled. That's why when Frank attacked him with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 piece, he stood there right in the center of the ring, wouldn't move or nothing, but just covered up. That's all he did. Then when Frank stopped and stepped out, that's when he started moving. No, it just was Frank just was outclassed him. That's it. He just outclassed him with the speed. And that's what I can say. Number one, speed. That's what I can say. Speed kills. One thing about it, it killed last night, and it killed the will of Michelle Rivera. Because I can see the attitude in round number 8, round number 9. And his will was broken. His will was broken. Now he was pretty much like, let's get this fight over with. I am tired. I can't keep up with this guy. And that's what happened. I mean, Martin, now I know a lot of lightweights are looking at him with vested interest. And I'm talking about Gervonta Davis. Devin Haney's gone, so we won't worry about him. All right. But we got Gervonta Davis. We got Shakur Stevenson. He is looking at the upper echelon of the lightweight division. Is he ready? No, not yet. Is he ready for them fighters? No, not yet. Not till you get that power together. Once you get that full package, that's when I think he's ready. That's all I got on that. I mean, he did everything perfect. Knockout. I mean, I really got to give him an A for last night.
Yeah,
I,
me too.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Me too. The part you said at the end, that's what I thought about when I was watching the fight. Right, it was like, damn, Michelle Ali Rivera. It's one of those situations where like he looked fast until he get in there with somebody that's fast for real. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
all the other opponents that Michelle Ali Rivera that he fought, he looked fast, jab was popping. He was, you know what I'm saying? He was fluid, athletic. He was doing his thing against him.
Right.
Then he got in the
Yeah.
ring with Frank the Ghost Martin and found out what real speed looked like. And Frank
Yeah.
Martin, his angles, how quick his feet were, how quickly
Mhm.
he was able to close distance and throw combinations, it really threw Michelle Ali Rivera off to the point to where I think he kind of crumbled a little bit. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Frank did a good job of taking his jab away. And I
Mhm.
told people, I said, the only time we seen Frank Martin look bad was when he only had like 4 days to prepare for an opponent, and he still ended up getting a knockout. Well, he had a whole camp to prepare for Michelle Rivera. So in that whole camp, you can tell that they worked on taking the jab away, taking them
Mhm.
angles to the right to get that left hand off, and he was able to do it to perfection. Now, like you, I would like to see him, sit down on his shots more, especially like round after he put him down in round 7. I like to see him start walking to him, start really trying to beat him up and see if he could get him out of there. I think that's the next step in the evolution process for him because Michelle Rivera, he was frustrated. You could tell he was ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but Frank Martin's footwork, the coaching that he's getting, the way that he's just getting better and better, his athleticism, it's gonna be a
Mhm.
problem for some guys at 135 pounds.
Yeah.
Gonna be a
Yeah.
problem for some guys at 135 pounds. So I thought I'd give him an A as well. I think like you, I think he has good power, but at that next level, are you gonna have to have something a little extra when you're dealing with the likes of Gervonta Davis,
Mhm.
Shakur Stevenson, because those guys they're not gonna be like Michelle Ali Rivera. They're gonna be able to turn with you. So when you try to take angles, when you try to use your footwork and stuff, they're gonna have good footwork and they're gonna turn with you too. And you got to
Mhm.
make sure you got enough pop to win some of those exchanges on the inside. And then the other thing about Frank, I think he carrying a lot of muscle. OG, like that's why he fight in spurts to me. Like I saw
Mhm.
him have moments where he just, kind of let the round go by, let a minute go by, and then boom, he
Mhm.
would explode with something. I think he's trying to conserve his energy because he's carrying a lot of muscle, and he only throws something like 30 or 40 punches per round. So that
Mhm.
means he's gonna have to be accurate all the time. That means he's gonna
Right.
have to really make his punches count. And I worry about that as he steps up to competition because you
Mhm.
you leave yourself no margin for error when you only throw 30 or 40 punches per round. So, but I thought it was an A+ performance, and I told people, man, that's why I want to see these prospects, OG.
Yeah.
That's why I want to see them get it on with each other because you'll find out that somebody is better than what you thought they were, and you'll find out that somebody is not as good as you thought they were. And I think we all wake up
Exactly.
this morning understanding that Frank Martin is probably a little bit better than we thought he was, and Michelle Ali Rivera, although a very good fighter, he's probably not as good as we thought he was going into that fight. So that's
Yeah.
really all I got on it. The other
Well, let me
go ahead.
just say this on this. Derek James gave Frank Martin the best training slash coach advice. Keep your composure. Keep your concentration. Don't get carried away. Keep concentrating on winning. Keep concentrating and keep doing what you're doing. I mean, that's all it takes right there. That's all it takes. All you got to do is stay focused. Don't let him in, and don't let him score or look like he feeling good. All right, keep him in that same mode, and that's what Frank did. He took his time, like you say, he did fight in spurts. But when he did come in spurts, he used that rolling jab. I call it a rolling jab, like King Kong Ortiz does. He rolled that jab and put him blind him, then bam, go downstairs to the stern. That's what he does, and that's what a lot of southpaw does. But like Shakir, Earl, they catch it with the right, bam, and stab down to the left. But Frank using the rolling jab, and Derek James did some hellified coaching last night. And I can't look, like I say, I try to let everyone know the difference and Derek James and also Brian McIntyre. Okay, now it's no slight on Bud and his team, but I'm gonna tell you why. Brian McIntyre is a trainer that holds up pads, but he's a trainer with a good fighter. He's not a good trainer. He just got a good fighter. But Derek James is a good trainer slash coach. And the reason why I say that he is a good trainer is because he took Jamel Charlo. Ronnie Shields told me this. He took Jamel Charlo and showed him how to sit down on his punches without sitting down on his punches. Now, Ronnie Shields said Jamel used to throw the punch and jump in to try to make him hurt, trying to make him hard. But Derrick James showed him how to do it without trying to do it. If you know what I mean, if that makes sense. If that makes sense. So you throwing, but you ain't throwing hard like you think you are, but you are throwing hard. And those punches are starting to hurt. But you're not trying to do it on purpose. You just think you throwing the way you're supposed to do it, but it's all about the body. That's a trainer. That's a trainer. That's a trainer and coach. They can build you. They can mold you from the ground up. Not a trainer that say, "Oh, here, he's good, he's great, and you got a good fighter." That's it. No, That's the difference in Bo Mack and Derek James. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, you can hear Derek James giving great instructions. OG, he was like, "Hey,
Yeah.
you lunging in, chop your feet.
Yep.
You know, what I'm saying? Take his jab away when you get there." And the crazy thing is, when you kept talking about that uppercut, he was saying that shit too. He says, "Hey, he keeps dipping down. When you shoot in,
Right.
you shooting your left hand over his head. Don't shoot in with a straight, shoot in with an uppercut, and you'll catch him."
There you
That was
go.
the only thing that he wasn't able to execute. But for the most part, he was able
Yep.
to listen to Derrick James. And he was able to execute the game plan. Last part here, OG. After the fight, Frank Martin called out Devin Haney, called out Javante Tank Davis. He said he wanted all the top names. I heard my brother T over there talking about some potential fights for Frank to go to Martin.
Mhm.
Who do you think might be up next for him, man? Who do you think he's gonna fight
Woo,
next? 'Cause now he's probably gonna move up to number one in the WBA.
yeah. He probably will be now after the last night. Okay, well, Devin Haney is out the question. That fight will never happen because unless he move up to 140, and that happened at 140. Like I told everybody, Devin Haney can't make 135 anymore. Now he might try to squeeze down to March, and that's his limit. Bill, everyone in that camp said March is the limit. He dropped the belts if we have to, but his body just can't last to May. Now, Bob Aaron want May, they want March. Now, Lomachenko, he want May. Now, don't know why, but maybe he just don't want that fight. But anyway it goes. Now, Shakur Stevenson, he's fresh. He's ready. He just got the 135. Everybody that he want to fight, they turn it down. George Camboza just turned him down. Pitbull Cruz said, no motherfucking Mars. He don't want that fight either. But Frank Martin, he would take it. But I don't
Yeah,
think
William
he's ready.
Zepeda turned him down too, OG.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. Zepeda too. Now, Shakur is a bad boy. No doubt about it. He is a bad boy at 135, 130 in the lightweight division, period. But I don't think Frank Martin ready for that yet. All right. Now, Frank Martin got all the goods, mostly all the goods except the power. And now, I want to see his ring IQ. I need to see him one more time. I need to see him one more time before he get in there with the top of the top. Now, who else is down there at 135? Who else can he pretty much go up and fight besides Shakur? Now, of course, yes, it's a lot of guys. Rolly Romero, he's moving up to 140. He threw at 135. He can't make the weight either. At least that's what he said yesterday. Now, sometimes he's full of shit, so I don't know. But that's a good question, Knockout. You know what? I don't have an answer. I really don't. Because, Shakur, that makes too much sense. That would be right now. I don't think Frank Martin ready for Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson got the goods all around the board. And he has the ring IQ. Now, I'm not saying Frank Martin's slow or anything like that, but he still need Derrick James to say, hey, look here, you need to do this, you need to do that, he just, he's just not ready yet for that. But I don't have an answer, man. I really don't. The lightweight division is stacked right now. The lightweight division is deep right now.
I tell you what, OG.
Uh-huh.
I tell you what, he should try to get his hands on. I agree with T on this. He should try to get his hands on Chris Colbert. Get his hands on Chris Colbert, get his hands on Jose Valenzuela, or get his hands on Edwin De Los Santos. All three of those would be in-house fights, and they'd be good fights. So I would love to see Frank Martin do something like that. I don't think Shakur is an option because he's over on Top Rank, and we all know Devin's not an option either because he's doing this thing with Lomachenko. Now, you brought up something, and shout out BFTB. I see you, bro. What up? You brought up something, and y'all hit the like button. I got 235 people in here with 167 likes. That's like 70-something likes we short, man.
Wow.
Y'all hit the like button real quick for me, man. Please, please, please. Now, Frank Martin, great performance, did his thing. But you brought up Devin Haney, and I want to touch on that real quick. So Devin Haney, as you were saying, he's kind of pissed off at Top Rank because Top Rank is trying to push his fight back to May with Lomachenko, and he as you said, he wants to fight in March. He wants to fight sooner rather than later. And then you got Shakur Stevenson looking for opponents. He can't find no goddamn opponents. Do you think Devin should see if Top Rank will give him an opponent other than Loma, or do you think he should just drop the belts and move up, or should he just try to wait until May? What would you advise him to do over there? Knowing his situation, knowing that it's getting tough to make weight, knowing that it's getting tough for him to continue to shrink down to that 135-pound weight limit. Would you tell him to just wait for Loma, or would you want to see him fight somebody else in March, or just if it's not Loma, just have him move up and drop the belts?
Well, he stated that he don't want no one else but Lomachenko, and then he's gone. He's gone to 140. Now he can wait around for this person, but he just can't make the weight. He wants it in March, and that's as far as he's going. He don't want to go to May. He don't want to wait and pick another opponent. That's too much time. Now, Lomachenko knew what it was before he took this fight with the last opponent. He knew what it was. He didn't look good. Now, of course, he don't want to get in there with Devin Haney. Now, I am saying his little ass is a duck, all right, because he don't want to get in there with that smoke. Now, Bob wanted to keep the belts over at Top Rank. Well, if I was Devin, I would say, you know what? I can't make this weight. I can lose all the meat I can and skin I can. But when your bones are growing and you are steady growing, you cannot. You cannot make the weight and kill yourself. And this is when your father, Bill, he come into play. This is where you got to make a decision. Fuck them damn belts, and my son's health is more important. So if I was Dev, I will move up to 140. If I can't get the Lomachenko fight by March, I'm moving up. That's it, because that's all I want, Lomachenko, and that was to solidify my legacy. And I'm already the youngest undisputed champion. Now, drop them bitches, go up to 140, and then you start your legacy all over again. And maybe unify at 140. All right, be the first guy to unify in 2 different weight classes. But either way it goes, that 140 is a deep division too. So, but like I say, if I can't get Lomachenko, drop the belt, move up. That's my opinion.
Shout out to Mr. Moan with that $5 in the super chat. This might be a little off the wall, and I don't know how realistic this is, OG. But this is what I would do if I was Devin. I'd take the Loma fight no matter what, whether they offer it in March or whether they offer it in May. Now, since it's my last fight at 135 anyway.
But knockout, he can't make it in May.
No. Listen. This is what I would do. I'd sign to make the fight. I'd sign up for it. And then shit, I get to cutting my weight. If I'm comfortable down to 138 and I can't cut no more, I ain't cutting shit else. If I'm comfortable down to 137 and I can't cut no more, I ain't cutting shit else. You go in, it's your last fight anyway. If you lose the belts on the scale, you lose the belts on the scale, and you still beat Loma ass. That's what I would do. That's like, and I obviously you wouldn't tell nobody that that's what you're doing, but that's how I would do it, bro.
Yeah, because you're dropping them anyway. So
yeah, I'm dropping them. You dropping them hoes anyway. Look, man, you know what? Y'all want to fight in May? All right, cool, bet. I get to cutting weight. If I can make 135, great. But if I get to 137 and my body bone dry, if I get to 136 and my body bone dry, bro, I ain't cutting another pound. Y'all can have these motherfucking belts because I'm moving up anyway, and I'm still gonna beat his ass. What y'all gonna do? Cancel the fight the day before the fight? Fuck no. I'm beating his ass, and then they'll do the shit. Kind of how Shakur did Kasasi out, bro.
I was just about to say,
kind of how shit. I do the same shit. Like, look, man, I tried to make weight. Y'all know I'm professional. Y'all know I'm working hard. My body just couldn't cut no more. So shit. Here we are.
That's a good point. Because Shakur didn't even try to go back and lose weight. He said no.
Yeah, he just said, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna beat his ass and move up." Fuck it. Fuck it. That's what I would.
So he get the recognition. But he lose the belt at the same time, which is okay because y'all know, as I always say, once a champion, always a champion. So he is undisputed. You can't change that. He's already undisputed. You can't go back and take his name off the history list. So that's a good point. That's a good point. Never thought about that. But
like you ain't finna jeopardize my son's health, and I'm still gonna beat your ass.
Right.
Y'all want to play them games? Cause I was ready to make the weight in March, but y'all want to play them games? Cool, no problem. Yeah, I'll fight you. No issues. I hit that motherfucking scale 139.2. They be like, God damn. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
That is a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with it, bro.
That's a damn good point.
Shout out to Jermaine B. He said that's $100K for each belt. Keep on punching, KO. Shout out to Jermaine Bean with the $2 in super chat. Yeah, but the thing is, Jermaine, beating Loma means so much more.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it means so much more for your legacy, bro. You know what I mean? Like you just go beat his ass, bro. And everybody know, and that's the thing about Devin, bro. Everybody know how hard he worked.
Yeah.
Everybody know how dedicated he is. So the same way that Shakur got criticized for like a day, bro. He got criticized for like a day or two, and then don't nobody give a damn. And when he moved up, he still ranked like number 1 or number 2 in the WBC and the WBO. So he'll still be in position to fight for a title. So I mean, I would do that if it were me, and I really wanted to fight like that. I would do that shit, man.
Yeah,
that's just me.
Yeah, and that way, I never looked at it that way because I'm looking at it a different way. So, like I said, you get to fulfill your legacy because your dream fight is what? Lomachenko. And because he's supposed to be the Matrix, he's supposed to be unbeatable. And now, of course, here come Devin Haney. Okay, now you can't make the weight, but you tried. Maybe you lost a couple pounds and you tried, but it just wasn't good enough. So you lose the belt on the scale. Well, you're gonna drop it.
You can spin the shit. Yeah, you could spin the shit too, like what my brothers Jay Grant Jr. would do, or BFTB. You could spin the shit too and be like, shit. When I was making the weight comfortably, your ass was you was the franchise champion. You ain't want to fight
Right.
me, so shit, it's your fault. You waited too goddamn long. Now I'm still gonna beat your ass, but you got to beat me even bigger. So that's what I would do, bro. If it were me, I hope Bill is listening. I know he be watching to us, man. Y'all just take the fight. Just take the fight. Do what you can to make weight. And if you don't make weight, shit, you don't make it. You still beat his ass, bro.
Yeah.
And then you move. And then you move the fuck on. Cause them little, what is it, $400,000 that y'all have to pay in fees for each belt. You pay that 400,000, but I guarantee you that name Lomachenko on your resume, that shit's gonna be worth it once you move
Oh
up to
yeah.
140, bro. But that's really all I got, y'all. We gonna cut the show a little short today, so I can go lay my ass down. OG, go ahead and give your last words. Let everybody know what you got coming up this week, and I'll do the same.
All right. Yes, sir. All right. Hey, thank y'all for rocking with us this year. I appreciate it. And once again, like I said, we'll be back on January the 8th. All right. We will be going over the Tank Davis fight, the Tank Davis card. All right. And also, I will be live once again this week. And we'll be live all week long. All right. And yes, Saturday, no, won't be no live Saturday at all. I'll be back on Monday. Monday. No, yeah, I'll be back on Monday morning. All right. So thank everybody for coming in. Thank you all for showing love on a morning after show. I appreciate it. All right. It's not easy calling fights at night. It's not easy looking at fights. And I know knockout, take notes, and all that, prediction, everything. And thank you all. We do it for you all. And we also do it for ourselves because we love the sport of boxing. So
Thanks.
that's all I have. All right. That's all I
Yep,
have.
man.
And thank you, Knockout. All right.
Man, I
For
appreciate you, man. It's
doing
been a
the show
great
with me.
run. It's been a great run in 2022, man. The show is growing. We up to 200 and something people every live show in both our chats. So we appreciate y'all. Be sure to sub to the channel if you haven't. Go sub to KQKC Boxing Network, and we'll be back and better than ever next year. I still do have 2 more live shows left before I call it a year. So I will be live this Wednesday night where we give out our awards. So I'll be telling you who I believe the fighter of the year is, the fight of the year, the knockout of the year, trainer of the year, prospect of the year. So we'll do all of that on Wednesday night. Then on Thursday night, I'll give you guys my final pound for pound list to end the year based on all the moving parts and everything that we've seen this year. So y'all be sure to tune into those 2 shows as we end the year, and then I will be off until January 8th, taking vacation. So I'll still drop content and videos for you guys, but won't be live. So y'all be sure to come through and support this week for the last week of the year that I'll be going live, man. And I appreciate y'all, man. I can't believe how fast this channel is growing, man. We're already almost up to 5,000 subscribers. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all, and we're gonna keep working hard, keep bringing y'all the content. Yeah, I might do that. DP says I should do a duck of the year. I might do that, man, if I have some time to put a list together. But shout out one more time to Mr. Mechanical with the $2 in the super chat. Says hell of a run 2022 dynamic duo. Yeah, man. This OG came and got me, man. Came and got me. I was getting it out the mud. He said, "Come on, man, let's do this." I was like, "Yeah, let's get it." And we've been doing it ever since. But OG, I appreciate you, man. Enjoy your Sunday.
I just want to say this. Listen, Knockout did a great job with the TKO debate series. That was fire this year. That is one great show, as I mentioned yesterday. He is the creator and the producer of that show, and it's doing great numbers, and it's doing great every week. Now, of course, next year, step up. If you got a problem and you think the best fighter is and you want to talk it out or debate it out, man, just hit him on his email. And man, you are welcome to step up. All right. So with that, that's all I have. Man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Shout out. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Well, shout out to all my subscribers. I appreciate you all coming out and showing us love. And that's
each and every one of y'all. And the debate series will be back next year. So y'all stay tuned, man. We got some big shit in store for y'all, man. But thank you to everybody that came through, showed up, and showed out. OG, I appreciate you, and I'll catch you next time, man.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Peace out, y'all.
All right.